the opening of the alien gates. We are at a crossroads.
If you're a fan of The Expanse and you've seen the season finale, then you know that there's a lot to explore. So many mind-blowing things happen in the finale that we may not be able to simply explain in isolation, so we'll run you through a couple of occurrences from the whole season. Also, if you haven't seen the whole season, tread carefully, there will be spoilers ahead. Before we begin, welcome to this YouTube channel. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get all the latest updates on the hottest topics. All done? Okay, then let's get into it. The Expanse is an American science fiction TV series based on a series of novels by the same name by James S.A. Corey. The 5th season in the series is especially important because it's the second to the last and explores the details of events leading up to the big finish of Season 6. Some fans have even referred to Season 5 as a long trailer of the events to come in Season 6. Another reason why Season 5 is so important is the huge cliffhanger at the end that had everyone talking, which we'll be exploring in this video. Season 5 of Expanse is based largely on themes of the past, isolation, sacrifice, and growth. So, in a nutshell, it was a roller coaster ride. At the beginning of Season 5, our beloved Rosie crew is estranged from one another due to some characters' decisions to face their pasts. Naomi returns to Marco's ship to try and rescue her son Philip from his evil father. Amos goes to Earth and confronts the tragedies of his past, and Alex returns to Mars seeking the wife and child he left behind to be a space pilot. Naomi's trip is unsuccessful. She meets her son and tries to convince him to ditch his father, but Philip remains loyal to his father out of a need to spite Naomi, who he believes abandoned him. Years ago, when Naomi and Marco were a couple, Marco, out of ambition, used a computer code Naomi wrote to attack a ship called Gamara, killing 516 people. Marco's act of terrorism scared Naomi, and she tried to leave him. As some sort of punishment, he took their son away from her as a result. Naomi eventually left him, but without her son. Now imprisoned on Marco's ship, Naomi spends several episodes healing from seeing her son again and trying to escape her imprisonment. Eventually, she escapes through a vacuum in the ship and makes a brief leap through space unprotected except for a dose of oxygenated blood in her system. Horror rears its ugly head when Naomi realizes that she's been set up. The ship is rigged with explosives, using the same computer code that led the passengers on Gamara to their early graves. The ship had also sent a distress call to her friends in the Rosie crew in her name. Naomi then realizes that Marco plans to lure her friends to the ship and then blow them all up. The next crew member on a mission is Amos. He is on Earth, where he was once used as a child prostitute and then as a muscle for organized crime. This takes us into the details of why Amos is who he is now, unempathetic and largely unemotional. Amos's visit to Earth seems to be going relatively fair. He visits the husband of the only mother figure he ever knew, he visits an old friend, Eric, who's now a crime boss, and he visits Clarissa Mall, who was once on a revenge mission to kill Holden. Clarissa is held in an underground prison. She and Amos are having a chat when Marcos' asteroid hits the Earth. Amos and Clarissa help each other maneuver their way through the apocalyptic Earth and also sort out their many emotions. This is one of the places in the season the theme of growth is prominent. Through their experiences on the troubled Earth, Clarissa and Amos grow closer by learning to open up and share their emotions. We even see Amos give empathy a chance when Clarissa convinces him to help a group of Earth refugees. Together with the help of Eric, Clarissa and Amos acquire a ship and fly to the moon. When Eric asks Amos to join his crime organizations, it's clear in Amos's response that he wants to try to be on the good side of things. Well, would you look at that? Alex's trip to Mars is almost as bad as Naomi's, but not quite. Alex's wife and the child reject him, which he seems to understand. He did leave them behind to go become a space pilot. To keep himself occupied, he decides to help Bobby investigate the arms black market on Mars. The two Martians spend a lot of time reminiscing about Mars's glory days and what it is now. They also speak of the government's betrayal. While still on Mars, Bobby and Alex receive news of Naomi's predicament and begin a journey flying at a fatal speed to get to her in time. Back on the Rosie cruise ship, Holden is suffering from isolation and missing his absent crew members. But he doesn't stay idle for long. First, Monica is kidnapped, and he has to go after her. Then Marco and his Free Navy attack and kill Fred, stealing the proto-molecule Naomi gave him. Holden is hit hard by Fred's death, which is quite understandable seeing as how Fred was a father figure to him. After Fred's death, Holden begins a pursuit to retrieve the proto-molecule but gets the distressing news of Naomi in danger. He comes to a juncture where he has to choose between going after the proto-molecule that could be weaponized to cause mass destruction or going to save the woman he loves. Drummer is in a good place at the beginning of Season 5. She's in a polyamorous relationship with both male and female partners, and they make a crew of their own. When Marco rises to power with the Free Navy, Drummer finds herself a subject to the man who has killed two of her closest allies, Ashford and Fred. In order to protect her new family, Drummer swears loyalty to Marco. But when she hears of Naomi facing imminent danger at the hands of Marco, she rebels. All of these variations all lead us up to the intense finale of the show. Holden takes the fight to Marco's doorstep to give Bobby and Alex time to get to Naomi. Holden is outnumbered, and Drummer switches loyalties by taking Carl's gun and then bombing the other free Navy ships. Bobby and Alex make it to Naomi's side of the universe, but Naomi puts her ship in a spiral to prevent them from landing and triggering the explosives. When Bobby and Alex remain adamant, Naomi puts on a special suit and launches herself into open space again, making Belter hand signals to warn her friends of the explosives. The whole scene is intense, and eventually Naomi is saved, but Alex dies from a stroke caused by the fatal speed he and Bobby used in order to reach Naomi on time. Drummer's rebellion against Marco is punished as Marco pushes one of her partners into open space without any safety equipment. This causes Drummer's relationship and new family to fall apart as the other member blames Drummer for the death of their late partner. After Naomi is rescued, the tension and climax of the final episode begins to slowly calm down. Amos brings Clarissa on board as a new member of the Rossi crew and manages to convince Holden to accept her in a rather hilarious way. Holden and Naomi have their beautiful reunion, and funeral arrangements are made for Alex. As the episode winds down, we see the Rossi crew and Avasarala at a cocktail party. Amidst whining and socializing, Avasarala gives a speech on togetherness, saying that Marco would hate the easiness of the room as Martians, Earthers, and Belters are socializing in peaceful merriment. As Avasarala is speaking, the group of partygoers is alerted of impending danger. This is an unexpected plot twist to the show, especially at a part in the episode where the audience is relaxed with the notion that all ugly scenarios have passed. It turns out a Martian admiral in conjunction with Marco is causing fresh havoc. The crew realizes too late that the bombing of the Earth was just a huge distraction for the move Marco was about to make. He and a fleet of rogue Martian ships colonize the ring gate and surround it. Holden realizes that he's been conned and that Martian Admiral Duarte has the proto-molecule. The episode confirms this by showing a scene on a Martian ship where scientists report progress with the proto-molecule from a planet called Laconia. It is crystal clear that in Season 6, our heroes will be facing fresh terrors from an old enemy, Marco and his Free Navy, and new ones, the Laconians, in possession of the proto-molecule. But even before the episode wraps on that note of introducing our heroes to a new threat, an even worse threat is added to the list. In previous seasons, there has been talk of a force called the Unknown Aggressors that wiped out the ancient civilization billions of years ago. The civilizations wiped out were the builders of the proto-molecule and the ring gate. A final surprise is given when the Martian ship, the Barkeith, attempts to go through the ring gate into the Laconian atmosphere. The scene happens just as Sauveterre admonishes an officer for lack of ideological purity, wearing a personal item on her uniform. Sauveterre asks her to hand over the item, and just as she goes to drop it into his palm, the Barkeith enters the Laconia ring, and everything freezes in time and becomes transparent. Then the ship and all its crew are consumed by a mysterious entity that reduces them into particles less than atoms. The unknown aggressors destroyed the ring builders and possibly bad people. The final episode ends with this cliffhanger. Since the unknown aggressors once wiped out an entire civilization, there are worries for the future of humanity as the entity has been triggered again. Of course, our beloved heroes are not yet aware of the consumption of the Barkeith, and neither are they aware of the use of the proto-molecules at Laconia to awaken the resources beneath it. With the ending of Season 5 explored, it's clear that Season 6 will be an even bigger roller coaster ride with crazier plot twists. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a comment and thumbs up. Also, subscribe and share with your family and friends. Until next time, goodbye and thanks for watching.